Valencia have gone from competing against Barcelona and Real Madrid to now being 19th in La Liga, on the verge of being relegated. One major reason for their downfall is their owner Peter Lim. He sacks managers for fun. To make things worse, he sells club legends like Dani Parejo to their rivals. It's crazy what's happening at a historic club like Valencia, but that's why I'm coming in to fix the situation. I'm going to become the manager of Valencia, and I have one goal: to make Valencia Spain's best club. But this project is not going to be easy. The board aren't gonna back us with all that much money. To make things worse, players like Ferran Torres and Goncalo Guedes, who were the future of Valencia, they've been sold. This Valencia project is gonna be a proper journey. Alright, it's time to get started with day one as Valencia boss. First things first, we got to assess the squad we have. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, so I was expecting no Ferran Torres, no Goncalo Guedes and the team to be in shambles. But you know what? This is okay. Mamardashvili, hopefully I'm saying his name right. He's a good keeper to have. Paulista is a rock. Jose Gaya is a good leader. And players like Guillemon, Nico Gonzalez in midfield, Cluivert, Cavani can get you some goals. Players like Hugo Duro on the bench. This team has talent. But the issue is, to get this team among the top teams in La Liga, we need more than that. We need to invest in the club, but the board, all they've given us is 25 million for the season. We're going to have to prove them wrong so that they give us more money to improve the team. After looking at the squad, I had decided which position we were going to need improvements in. But the sad part is, I think we can only afford one position to improve because we've only got 25 million. And soon negotiations with Xavi begin as I try and sign one of Barcelona's players. And yes, after some negotiations, we closed the deal for our first ever signing, Eric Garcia. For 15.2 million, I think we've gotten a steal. With Eric Garcia coming in, the defense is looking a lot better for sure. But we really need to make more signings to improve this team. Problem is, all we've got is 7 million left. And one place we need to absolutely use that money is players that are on loan here. Moriba, Gonzalez, Lino, Cluivert, all are on loan. They'll go back to their respective clubs if we don't do something about it. And so we begin our club clear out to generate some funds. We sold the likes of Marcos Andre for 5 million, and soon after made a big decision in selling Samu Castillejo, our starting right midfielder. But 10.8 million for him, I had to take it. With the money we just received, we signed Moriba on a permanent deal. We also managed to convince Nico Gonzalez to join us from Barca, but there were still two more loanies I wanted to sign on a permanent deal: Justin Cluivert and Samuel Lino. But sadly, we only had the money for one player, and I'm just not ready to make that decision yet. And so I decided to keep the team as is, watch Cluivert and Lino throughout the season, and then make a call on who we should make a permanent signing. In essence, this is going to be our team for the season. It does not fill me with confidence, but hey, we're going to have to do a job no matter what. We're starting off our La Liga season with new dreams and aspirations, but all eyes are on Justin Cluivert and Lino. Whoever between these two guys deliver is going to be the next signing Valencia make. And honestly, Justin Cluivert in the first few games of the season almost convinced me. Oh, Cluivert has gotten through somehow. Wow, what a chance and what a finish. This kid could end up being special. Cluivert, oh, that is outrageous. My God, he's making it too easy for us to decide who to sign. But when Samuel Lino was given the chance, he also tried. Samuel Lino moving really well. Oh, that's brilliant. That dribbling there, outrageous. You know he's Brazilian. Lino was playing so well, he was out here giving interviews. We're now midway through this season. We know enough about both Cluivert and Lino, and it's time for us to make a decision. While we're waiting to make a decision, their values have shot up. Both are now worth about 15 million. If we compare the stats, Justin Cluivert, 4 goals, 3 assists. Lino, 7 goals, 1 assist. You can't separate them, man. This is tough. Cluivert is a very tricky player. Lino has that Brazilian flair about him. It's a tough decision to make, but I think I've made up my mind. I've gone for Samuel Lino to be our left midfielder. We spent 20 million to make this happen, and now we're left with effectively nothing. For some reason, I believe Lino has just got more about him, and hopefully this pays off in the end. While we were having all this debate between Lino and Cluivert, we were really bang average in La Liga. Halfway through the season and we end up 10th. Well, hey, it's better than being in the relegation zone. First season's just about building the foundation. Since we had no money left, we just decided to get straight into the second half of the season. Since we're not in a position to win any trophies the second half of the season, we're using it to find our hidden gems. And one such player was Hugo Duro. Oh, Hugo on his right foot, bang! That is one hell of a finish, fair play. He also scored against Real Madrid. Oh, Duro, no way. No way. Oh, that is so cheeky to do that against Real Madrid. This kid is special. With the emergence of Hugo Duro, we end up finishing strongly in La Liga in 9th position. Not bad for a relegation-threatened club. In just our first season, I think we've built a very stable foundation. If the owners, well, if Peter Lim invests in this team a little bit more, I think we can really go far with Valencia. But hey, it all depends on that. Let's see what Season 2 has to offer. Before we head into the next season, over 60% of you guys watching my videos haven't subscribed. I'm trying to hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, and if you guys can help me out, that would be awesome. We're now into our second season with Valencia. Last season was pretty much spent on just building the foundation, getting this club out of that relegation zone, and just building the squad for the future. And I think we did pretty well. We found out how good Hugo Duro is, signed Lino on a permanent deal, and also developed players like Eric Garcia, Guillemon, and Gonzalez. But this season, with the right money and investments, I really feel like we can make Valencia a top 4 club in Spain. But of course, Peter Lim, the owner of Valencia, thinks otherwise. The budget he's given us is simply embarrassing. 20 million is lesser than even what we had last season. With this kind of money, how are we supposed to take Valencia to the next level? So here I am having a chat with Peter Lim about this. Mr. Lim, I appreciate you giving me the Valencia job, but if you want me to take this club to the next level, I need money. Mr. Lim replies, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be giving you any more money. You finished mid-table last season, and most likely you're gonna do exactly that this season. You should be worried about your job more. I was shocked at this. We were on course of taking Valencia out of the relegation zone to mid-table and beyond, and this is what he does. No wonder Peter Lim has sacked so many managers over the years. But ultimately, after a bit of back and forth with the owner, I managed to get him to accept one condition. If we somehow win a trophy this season, it could be any trophy, then Peter Lim will invest more money into the club. And so guys, now we're gonna get to work. Okay, so with 20 million in the bank, there's absolutely no way we're improving this first team. This season's gonna be about developing these players even more. But what we can do is invest a ton in squad depth. And the only way we're doing that is through free agents. First, we complete the signing of Andrea Bellotti, who is available as a free agent, and I snapped on this opportunity. We need a better backup striker than Cavani because he's aging. After that, we went ahead and negotiated a deal for a right back in Coufal. You might remember him from his West Ham days. And finally, we also signed Jose Perez to the team. With these tactical signings of Coufal, Perez, and of course Bellotti, one thing's for sure. We sorted out a major issue for the team, and that was squad depth. But all this was a pretty expensive affair. It still cost us 6 million to get those players for free. We did have a bit of cash to make one signing, and that was John Pacheco from Real Sociedad. I'll be real, he's not particularly an insane player or anything, but we needed a bit of depth in the centre-back position. As I said, we're trying to just build a squad. You'd think maybe with the 6 million left, we could loan in a few players or something like that? Well, not really, as we had to work on renewing contracts of a lot of our top players. With all the contract negotiations done, we were left with just 3 million, and I guess that was it for our transfer window. We couldn't make a single improvement to our starting 11, but hey, at least we built out a squad. If somehow this season we can win a trophy, maybe Peter Lim will change his stance and give us some more money to take Valencia to the next level. It was now time to begin our La Liga season. The goal is to somehow win a trophy. And with the season under our belt, the team was definitely looking better. Hugo Duro looking for Lino. Let's go. 1v1. Lino. Lovely finish from the Brazilian. That's why we decided to sign him. Even though we were looking a lot better this season, we still didn't have the quality to compete against Barca and Madrid. Oh, that is just opening up so easily. Lewandowski, you kidding me? No, we've just been opened up, and what? Fede Valverde, what a goal! And so halfway through La Liga, we had improved, but not really as much as you'd think. 7th in the league, there was no way we were going to win a trophy through La Liga this season, and we need to win some silverware to get money to make this team even better. The only way we have a shot at winning a trophy is through the Spanish Cup. If we can somehow go on a cup run, maybe we can convince Peter Lim to invest more into the club. And so it's time to begin our Spanish Cup journey. Remember, if we don't win this competition, in essence, we're gonna stay in the same limbo of going nowhere. One thing I realized, our team was built perfectly for cup competitions. We had a destroyer like Nico Gonzalez in the team, an experienced defender like Gabriel Paulista, and most importantly, a reliable goal scorer in Hugo Duro. Oh, what a finish! Didn't expect him to score that. Oh, Duro gets so lucky there. Duro gets so lucky. We'll take it through to the next round of the Spanish Cup. With that, we had now made it to the quarterfinals of the Spanish Cup. But this is where we're going to have our first real test. We have drawn Barcelona in the quarterfinals. It's a knockout game. We lose, we're out, no trophy, and we're probably going to get sacked. The game kicked off with Barcelona almost scoring. No. Barca with the first chance. Big save. They might still have a chance. Somehow, our keeper saves us. But after surviving the early pressure from Barca, it was a former Barcelona player who struck gold for us. Duro doing brilliantly, looking for the ball for Nico Gonzalez against his former club. It had to be him. Emotional moment as he doesn't celebrate, but that's going to hurt Barca fans. We had now made it to the semi-finals of the Spanish Cup, but it just keeps getting more difficult. We now face Atletico Madrid. The first leg of this semi-final ends in a 1-1 draw. We have one last hurdle before potentially reaching a Spanish Cup final. There was one player who had a point to prove in this game. Last season, when we made the decision to sign Lino over Cluivert, that was a big call. And Lino wanted to use this game to prove that we made the right decision. Lino taking this one inside. Still Lino. Keeps going. Oh, it's brilliant. What a goal from the Brazilian. We have definitely made the right choice in signing him over Cluivert. It was a big goal, but in the end, it has paid off. And so it all comes down to this: Real Madrid versus Valencia for the cup. For us, it's been the same story in La Liga. Not enough quality to make a jump forward to being in the top 4. And so this Spanish Cup final means a lot for the club. If we can somehow lift that trophy, Peter Lim is going to give us the tools necessary to make Valencia the world's best club. At least that's what I was promised. Question is, do we have what it takes to beat Real Madrid in a final? Oh, great ball inside. Oh, we've scored. It's gone in. Absolutely brilliant. Is that who I think it is? It is Lino. Let's go. We take the lead in the cup final. Come on. Oh, Real Madrid getting exposed on the breakaway as here goes Lino. What a chance for him to score another goal. Goes for a chip. Oh, that's brilliant from Lino. I cannot believe the level of performance he's delivering on this stage. Nico Gonzalez, one more goal and this game is done. And we get it. Hugo Duro scores. It's done. We're winning the Spanish Cup. And it's done, guys. Against all odds, we've taken Valencia to a trophy. That is incredible. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, they all came for us, but we came out on top. Peter Lim wanted a trophy and we got it for him. The question is, could this be the start of a new era for Valencia? Well, it all depends if Mr. Lim gives us the money to take the club to the next level. We're now into Season 3 with Valencia, and looking at this team, it's pretty clear. If we can invest in the right players, maybe bring in a better centre-back, a better midfielder, this team could genuinely take the fight to both Barcelona and Real Madrid. Peter Lim promised us to give us money if we won a trophy. What? He gave us money, but just 35 million? That's all we're gonna get for winning the Spanish Cup? Yo, that is absolutely brutal. First season, we had 25 million. Then it went down to 20 million. And he's just basically given us like a 10 million hike from our first season. That is disappointing. And I don't know with 35 million if that's enough to make this team into a La Liga winning side. It's not gonna be easy. But you know what? When we started this challenge with Valencia, we knew that the owners weren't gonna help us. We were gonna have to build up the talents we already had at the club, and I think we've done a good job with that. Look at Duro, Lino, Nico Gonzalez, and Guillamon. We just need a few missing pieces to the puzzle, and I think we should be fine. The first job, though, bringing in a defender. After spending some time hunting for a reliable centre-back, I found Unai Nunes available for a reasonable price because his contract's expiring. And so what is quite possibly one of our only signings of the season, Unai Nunes to Valencia, done deal. For 25 million as well. I think we couldn't have done a better value signing than this. We don't really have a choice as well. In 2 seasons, this is literally going to be the first improvement we're making to our starting 11. How mad is that? We then got through the transfer window just thinking whether something was possible. Maybe a free agent signing, but honestly, there wasn't any opportunity available. We've got no choice but to trust the team we've got and hope that this team can somehow put together maybe a title challenge or worst case, just qualify for the Champions League. It was now time for the brand new La Liga season. And honestly, this first game filled me with a bit of confidence. Jose Gaya looking for Lino. Oh, that touch was really smart. Lino, simple cutback, and Hugo Duro, right place, right time. Lino's pace has just been unplayable so far. Nobody's able to get to him. There you go. Lino gets a goal. This season, this team feels different. We feel completely in control. This is brilliant. And so far, this season was looking different. We had a great start to our league campaign for the first time ever in the top 4. But to win La Liga, it's pretty obvious what's needed. We need to get results against the top 3. If we can survive against Barca, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid away from home without losing, I think that should give us the title. And so we are at the Santiago Bernabeu to face Real Madrid, one of our rivals for the league title. If we can get a result here, hopes are going to be high. Oh, Lino finds himself in space once again. Here he goes. Lino going for the chip. Oh, he's got too much on it, but rebound. And it's a goal. Musa is the one to score. We take the lead against Madrid. Lino's just been one of the best players for us here. Oh, that is just brilliant. The way he dribbled through there. Lino is going to fire us to a league title. With that result, we were now so close to being top of La Liga. 3 points off Barcelona. And guess what? That's where our next game is. We're visiting the Camp Nou. We need to get a result to have a chance to win the league. Jose Gaia, club captain. I'm sure he would love to score against Barcelona. Brilliantly done. Jose Gaia with one of the best goals he'll ever score in his career. We're leading against Barca. Dembele, brutal. Oh, that's unreal. The post. Rebound. We end up conceding. That's Barca for you. Musa's made a lovely run as he fake shots inside, and he's actually pulled it off. What a goal from Musa. Bamboozled the Barca defense. Nico. Not again. He's done it again. Nico Gonzalez against his former club. Scored last season in the Spanish Cup. Has done it again in La Liga. This is incredible. We had now beaten both Barca and Madrid away from home. We now have just one hurdle towards the La Liga title. If we can beat Atletico at the Wanda, it's done. No. Felix has gone through. Felix has gone through. We're a goal down. We managed to beat Barca and Madrid, but could Atleti ruin the party for us? Lino. Keeps going, could win us the league. Let's go, Lino with the equalizer. Just what we needed. No, Atleti. No. De Paul scores. Oh, here we go. Lino again. This man is carrying the team. And yes, it's done. We managed to only get a draw away against Atletico, but that's surely enough. And yes, guys, we pulled it off. What an underdog story this was. Without getting the money to improve the team, we came through. We were consistent. We scored a ton of goals, and we got the job done. The seasons Hugo Duro and Lino have had, just outrageous. Look at Lino now. He's one of the best players in the world. Musa as well came through, probably becoming the best American player in the world. Almeida, Moriba, all these players did their part. And in 3 seasons, we've now made Valencia champions of Spain. Surely Peter Lim's now going to think, okay, win the Champions League next season. He needs to feed me money, because with the way this team is, I reckon we might be the dark horses of the Champions League. It's now time for Season 4, and we're heading into this season as champions of Spain. And honestly, we do have the team and the players to take it one step further. Lino is one of the best players in the world now. We saw how good Musa and Duro can be. Nico Gonzalez is the heartbeat of this midfield. And Eric Garcia and Nunes in the back have been brilliant. If only Peter Lim backs us this season, finally, we might be one of the dark horses of the Champions League, and maybe we could pull out and do something special. I can't believe it. Winning La Liga, qualifying for Champions League, winning the cup before that, all we get is 50 million for the upcoming season. That is barely going to be enough to sign one world-class player, maybe not even one. I can't believe this. Once again, having a quick chat with Mr. Peter Lim, and this is what he basically tells me. If you want more money, you can maybe sell some players now, because I ain't giving you more than 50 million. I genuinely can't believe there's an owner like this who does not want his club to succeed. But hey, so far we've been the underdogs without much money. We've gotten Valencia so far. We'll do it again. The game plan for this season is simple. I want to bring in a midfielder who could change the game for us. To do that, 50 million just won't be enough. And so the only option we truly have to sign a world-class player is maybe negotiate with other clubs and sell one of our players for big money. And unfortunately, that player was Almeida, the Portuguese midfielder with a lot of talent. We got an unbelievable offer for him, an offer I couldn't refuse, and we took it. That's right, we sold Andre Almeida to AC AC Milan for 60 million. With that, I believe we finally have money to make a real difference to our team. And as I said before, it's obvious. I want a midfielder. Pablo Gavi, Barcelona's youth prospect, is playing right now in Fiorentina. He's moved away from Barca. What if we do a madness and bring Gavi to Valencia? Gavi is right now one of the hottest prospects in the world. The golden boy. If we can sign him as league winners, Valencia, that is a statement in itself. But this transfer is not going to be easy. We're starting with 67 million. They want 86. I'm not willing to pay that. Every penny counts here. Peter Lim will be fuming if we overpay. So 75 million is my next offer. And looks like that's worked. And with that, we've completed one of the biggest signings Valencia is probably ever going to make. In spite of Peter Lim, he gave us crumbs to work with. We had to sacrifice Almeida to make this happen, but we've just brought in a player who could inspire the team to win the Champions League. We were also in need of a bit of depth, so I went ahead and signed Sofiane Rahimi, a Moroccan winger, just to give us some squad depth. That's going to be essential for the Champions League. But truth be told, the only relevant signing we could make this season was Gavi. But I think with how we've developed this side, we might have an outside chance of doing the impossible. But just as we were about to play our first Champions League game, I get a message from Lino. Hey boss, I don't want to alarm you, but my agent has been talking with clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid. I feel like if I want to progress my career ahead, I need to be joining those clubs. I was shocked when this message came through, because if Lino goes, I think our project is over. I then told Samuel Lino that give me one season. One season, we'll go for the Champions League, see what happens, and if it doesn't go through, fine, I'll let you leave for Barca or Real Madrid. And thankfully, Samuel Lino agreed. And I'm pretty sure players like Hugo Duro, Nico Gonzalez are all thinking the same thing. We have one season to try and do the miracle. The draw for the Champions League has been made, and we've been given a very tricky group. Spurs are not going to be easy. Benfica are always tricky, and so are Salzburg. And we start off our Champions League season versus Spurs, the toughest opponent in our group. Fair to say, if we can beat Spurs, maybe we can go far. Here goes Lino. He decided to stay with us this season, and that is why scores our very first Champions League goal. But towards the end of the game, we got a reality check. No, 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 we concede. That's the Champions League for you. It's not gonna be easy. First ever Champions League game in a long time. I guess a draw isn't that bad, but hey, we need to pick ourselves up. In our next couple of games, we really saw the quality of Gavi. Gavi striking it well. Oh, what a goal from Gavi. That's how you announce yourself as a Valencia player. Incredible. Oh, here goes Gavi. I see space inside the box. It's a simple cross, and there's an assist for Gavi. But if we want to top our Champions League group, we need to be able to beat a team like Spurs away from home. Here we go Duro. Jose Gaia, here's the captain. Inside for Duro. Oh, that's a lovely finish. Come on. Oh my god, Gavi! What on earth was that? I didn't expect that! What a strike from him! This might be the goal that sends us through to the Champions League knockouts. Gavi is special. And with that, yes, we've managed to top our Champions League group, but the journey has only just begun. We're in the January transfer window, and I would love to make some improvements, but let's be real, Peter Lim ain't giving us any money. We're just gonna have to believe in this team, which might not necessarily be a bad thing, because this team is good. We start our Champions League knockouts journey against Roma, but to be honest, Hugo Duro made this look easy. Hugo Duro's gotten in behind. Of course he's gonna score. Hugo Duro. Oh, that's a rocket into the back of net. After dispatching Roma, we now faced RB Leipzig in the quarterfinals. And honestly, this turned out being a pretty lucky draw as we destroyed them. We're now in the Champions League semi-finals, and it's fair to say so far we haven't had a real test in this competition. That changes now because we've drawn Manchester City. It took us only 20 minutes to realize how difficult this tie was going to be. Man City on the charge, Erling Haaland. No! That's the worst possible start. But after coming so far with Valencia, there was no way we were giving up. Nico Gonzalez, no way. No way, Nico. Let's go. We're back in the tie. With that, there was nothing to separate the two teams after the first leg. If we can somehow get a result at the Etihad Stadium, we're going to a Champions League final. Hugo Duro somehow gotten through. What a chance. He keeps going past the keeper. What a finish from Hugo Duro. Could we be up to something here at the Etihad? No, no, no. Man City equalize. It's game on. They've given Lino way too much space. The man who wants to win the Champions League more than anyone else. And Lino does it again. That's his trademark goal. And that should be the goal to send us through to a Champions League final. And so, yes, we successfully knocked out Man City from the Champions League. And so the date was set for a Champions League final. Of all teams, it's Borussia Dortmund we're facing. Both clubs very similar. Underdogs in their respective leagues. One of them is going to get eternal glory. Gotta be careful of Dortmund. They somehow knocked out Real Madrid. This game's going to be emotional, man. We've spent so long trying to build this team out with barely any signings, and here we are. Players like Hugo Duro, Lino, all having a ridiculous season. We also get a message from Peter Lim before the game. You'd think he'd want to congratulate us and give us maybe a bit of motivation. Instead, this is what he says. Good job on reaching the Champions League final. Now that we're here, I expect you to win it. I don't want to end up as a loser. If you do end up losing, you will get sacked. Honestly, I don't think I've worked under a more shocking owner, but whatever. And so we basically have one chance to win the Champions League. Otherwise, we're getting sacked. Mr. Lim said it himself, but we could create history before he decides to do that anyway. It's two underdogs facing each other. This game is about who wants it more, and after what we've been through, it is definitely us. Hugo Duro looking for a cheeky chip. It's brilliant. It's in. It's in. We've scored first in the Champions League. Hugo Duro with a ridiculous finish. There goes Samuel Lino, the man who's desperate to win a Champions League for Valencia. He gets a goal as well. This is shocking. 2-0 up within 20 minutes. Oh, Gavi's through. It would be emotional to see Gavi score. And yes, Gavi does it. I think it's over. They're not coming back from this. Valencia in the second half get the job done. Gavi scoring in a Champions League final for us. And yes, guys, it's full time and we've pulled off something incredible. Valencia have won the Champions League, and we've done it with awful owners who barely backed us throughout the season. This is us building out from the talents we had in the club. A few missing pieces like Gavi, and we got everything sorted. It feels incredible. If you enjoyed this journey of me fixing Valencia, I'm 100% sure you'll enjoy me fix Sunderland. I was even more difficult. Click here to watch that.